Go. Welcome to the New Jersey Association for College Admission Counseling's virtual college fair. Thank you so much for joining us today. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You may use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You don't have to wait until a certain presenter is giving their presentation. If you have a question for any of our programs or institutions here today, go ahead and use that Q&A button. Your camera and microphone are off, so panelists cannot see or hear you today. This is one of many different sessions. It is our last session for today's event, but this session and all of the others are being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/New Jersey. Now we're going to move on to our main event, and that is hearing from our wonderful presenters today. And we're going to kick it off with the University of Vermont whenever you are ready.
All right, hi everybody. Let me get my screen shared here. All right, awesome. So my name is Candace Duckworth. I am the Regional Admissions Director for the University of Vermont. I work with all of the students in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. Fun fact about me, I actually don't live in Burlington. I live down here, so I get to work with you guys, usually in person, traveling a lot more. We're gonna get started today, and I'm gonna give you some quick facts here about the University of Vermont. As you can see, our size is about a medium-sized university with just over 10,000 undergraduate students. You might notice that the ratio of in-state to out-of-state students is a little unusual for a state school. We actually have about 75% of our students coming from outside the state of Vermont. So you might see some familiar faces from the Mid-Atlantic region. We do offer over 100 different majors, and we're organized into 7 different schools and colleges. So when you do your application, you're able to choose your first choice major and your second choice major. You're undecided and you're not sure exactly what it is you want to do, you have the option to apply as undecided to everything except for the College of Nursing or the School of Business. All right, putting knowledge to work and learning by doing is a hallmark of a UVM education. 92% of our students participate in experiential learning opportunities, including but not limited to internships, research, study abroad, and service learning. Some of our specialized facilities include a new STEM complex featuring state-of-the-art teaching and research labs, and the University of Vermont Medical Center, a level 1 trauma center, which is actually located on campus. We also have research farms and facilities ranging all the way from Lake Champlain to the top of Mount Mansfield. The residential experience is a big part of your college life, and at UVM, we do require students to live on campus for at least 2 years. We have all of our students organized into different learning communities. You would actually get to rank your preferences for your LC on your housing application. You can see here the variety of topics we have, such as arts and creativity, wellness environment, or outdoor experience. Our UVM community is also dedicated to supporting and celebrating the unique identities of all of our students, faculty, and staff members. We share a lot of things in common within our community, and those are the values that we uphold called our common ground, which are respect, integrity, innovation, openness, justice, and responsibility. We also are deeply valuing diversity, equity, and inclusion in all aspects of campus life. So we'll see our different identity centers, such as the Mosaic Center for Students of Color, the Prism Center, the Interfaith Center, and the Women and Gender Equity Center. We also have diversity woven into our university core requirements. So students are required to take at least 2 diversity courses, a course on sustainability, another on foundational writing and information literacy, as well as quantitative reasoning. We want our students to develop integrated competencies that are really essential to becoming lifelong learners. We are located in beautiful Burlington, Vermont. UVM would not be the same without Burlington, and Burlington would not be the same without UVM. The energy of the campus really feeds the town, and the town gives it back to the university and our students with great internships, a thriving music scene, world-class restaurants, coffee houses, and miles of parks and trails and beaches. So some of our more distinctive qualities can appear a little contradictory, and I always kind of describe UVM as the best of both worlds. So we have a little bit of everything. We were founded in 1791, so we're actually the 5th oldest college in New England, but we're constantly renewing our programs as well as our facilities to kind of keep up with the ever-changing world around us. And UVM size, right around 10,000 students, is pretty great. Like I said, medium size, so not too big and not too small. 10,000 is big compared to many liberal arts universities, but it's definitely a smaller school feel compared to other national research universities. And then our location in Burlington again, Northern Vermont, being both urban and open. You get that city-like feel, but you have a breath of fresh air surrounded by nature all around. Kind of to summarize, UVM is a great mix of a fully equipped land-grant university that's old and new and big and small, but our students really go on to find great success, however it is that they define that success. So that could be employment, graduate school, going on to different scholarships, wherever it is that your goals lead you. And as you can see here, our students have had really strong outcomes over the last few years. So we're really proud of the work that our alumni community are doing across the globe. All right, so seeing yourself at UVM is really the first step. Just to give you guys some facts about our admissions process, we offer early action as well as regular decision through the Common App or the Coalition app. We will be test optional for the next 2 admission cycles. So that'd be for the class of 2022 and 2023, applying for that fall semester. We do also automatically consider all students for merit scholarship and an invitation to join the Honors College. At this time, the university is closed for on-campus visitors. We are really prioritizing the health and safety of our on-campus students, faculty, and staff. So we're not welcoming external visitors at this time, and we are continuing to do all of our programming this spring remotely or virtually. So when this policy changes, we will update our website and definitely let you guys know when it's safe to come up and visit. I definitely encourage you to learn more on our website. Keep in touch with me throughout your college search, and I'll be happy to take any questions that you guys have in the chat tonight. Thanks.
Great. Well, thank you so much, University of Vermont. We are going to now hear from Verto Education. Take it away when you're ready.
Awesome. Thank you. Hey all, my name is Lainey. I'm the Senior Associate Director of Admissions with Verto Education. So what Verto is, we're definitely a unique opportunity for students, a little bit different than the other presenters today. So what we offer is the chance for students to start their college traveling. So we're kind of putting that study abroad front and center for our students. We are a fully accredited college semester, but you have the option to choose from one of our 6 locations. You're earning those freshman gen ed credits. I'm not going to play that video because it's very choppy on Zoom, so I'm sorry. Verto, our mission as an organization is to really provide more students from all across the board with this opportunity to get higher education and international experiences combined into one awesome package. So that shakes down into 3 main pillars. The first is being the best first year of college. The second is admissions to a great fit school. So we actually partner with over 50 universities at this point, and I'll talk about that in just a sec. The third pillar is affordability. So obviously that's a pretty important aspect when you're looking at college searches. So the best first year of college, this can mean a lot of things for a lot of different people. So you have 2 different types of semester options. 6 in total. 3 of them are what we call on campus. Those are in London, Milan, and Madrid. And the other 3 are field semesters, which are in Latin America, Hawaii, and the South Pacific. And I'll touch on the differences in those in just a sec, but it's looking at different types of semesters for different students, just depending on what you're looking for. Academics, that's going to be the same across the board. So no matter what, this is a semester of college. You're earning 16 credits. You're staying on that 4-year timeline to graduate college within 4 years, but you're just starting off with Verto. The classwork, it's going to be pretty awesome. We really highlight experiential learning. So you're not just sitting in classrooms and getting that information, but you're also learning with your hands. We're bringing that outside of the classroom as much as we can. It's going to be small class sizes no matter what. At most 25 students and usually around 20 students. All of our professors have one-on-ones weekly with our students. So it's a super supportive environment academically as well as personally. You're with your professors and our program leaders as well. We do have a lot of support services for our students. Aside from our staff there on the ground, we also have different affinity groups, and we have purpose finding workshop and life skills courses weaved in throughout the semesters, which is pretty rad. So these are our semesters, traditional to least traditional. This is the span here, which helps for students to navigate that. As I mentioned, England, Italy, and Spain, those are our on-campus semesters. So just to look at one real quickly, in London, you're going to be taking 4 of these classes that are listed. So you get to choose which ones you want to take. You're living, in a student residence. So your accommodations, are you sharing a room with other Verto students? You guys are sharing common spaces, very similar to study abroad, traditional study abroad semesters, but still with a Verto spin. These are some of the different excursions that we do throughout this semester. And of course, all the classes that you're taking, we're going to incorporate outside activities into those as well. For the field semesters, very different in a lot of ways. For example, the South Pacific semester, you're traveling to three separate countries. So we're not being in big cities like London or Milan or Madrid. We're in smaller communities, rural areas, and we're actually partnering with organizations. So every class that you're taking on this list, you're only taking 4. Every class that you're taking, you're working side by side with local community members to get actual like environmental science research done, for example. So pretty awesome to be able to get that experience. A lot of fun stuff that we do on these as well. They're very, very adventurous, but every month you are traveling to a different home base or a different location with your small group of 20 students. The second pillar, admissions to a great fit school. So we partner with a lot of universities all across the states. What that means is when you apply to Verto, you can simultaneously use our application to apply to up to 5 of our partner schools. If you're not interested in partner colleges, that's totally fine. No problem with us. We'll work with you and make sure those credits will transfer. This is just a handful of the partner schools that we have. They're all over the states, big, small, public, private, really all across the board. So essentially, yeah, when you're applying with us, you have the option to apply to them, and our college counseling team will work with you and make sure those credits and make sure we'll get your transcript sent over and all that jazz. Some benefits of that are it's a holistic review for those partner schools and a quicker admissions decision. 27 of our partner colleges actually guarantee admission to our students. Depending on the school, there are different requirements, but usually it's a semester with Verto and keeping a specific GPA. I can't talk. It's been a long day. Third pillar, very important, affordability. We aim to be as affordable as traditional four-year universities. So if you can see here, our tuition spans from $15,000 to $25,000 starting cost. That includes 3 meals a day. It includes your lodging. It does not include flights, so that is something to take into consideration. But we do offer a lot of opportunities to bring that cost down. We accept FAFSA. We have opportunity grants and scholarships internally, and we accept any outside scholarships as well. So definitely able to work with students. We really want to meet them where they're at and make this a really accessible opportunity for students across the board. So feel free to scan this. You can get more information. I definitely recommend checking out our Instagram because we have 4 of our semesters that are actually running in other countries right now. So it's super exciting just to see what our students are up to all around the globe. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you, Verto Education. We are going to now transition to Wells College. Take it away whenever you are ready.
Okay, give me 1 second to share my screen. Well, nope, that's not what I meant by share. Present. I know technology, right? All right, so welcome everyone. My name is Giovanna, and I am one of the admissions counselors from Wells College, and I'm also an alum. I actually went to Wells College. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I graduated in 2014. So a little bit about Wells and its location. We are a small school. Now, when I say small, I say think small, but then think smaller because we have less than 500 students total. That's entire student body, not graduating class, not incoming class. We are in Central New York in the Finger Lakes regions. We're right on Cayuga Lake, and we're about 35 minutes from Ithaca, New York, and we're about an hour away from Syracuse. I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. So Wells is a liberal arts school. So we have a lot of different majors and minors, but our most popular ones, the ones you're gonna find where the most of our students gravitate towards is gonna be business, psychology, English, and the sciences. We have some 4+1 and 3+2 programs that covers, I wanna say, an MBA, nursing, pharmaceutical sciences, engineering, and some other things. But one of our unique programs is called the cross-registration program. So basically what that means is if a class or course is not offered at Wells and you find it at some of our partner institutions, Cornell University, Ithaca College, or Cayuga Community College, you could go take that class there at no additional cost. Let's see, we have opportunities for study abroad, undergraduate research, and I want to say a high percent, like 90% and up of our student body takes an internship or even more than one internship. So we're really focused on that hands-on experience at Wells. So a little bit about student life. We have a lot of clubs and organizations. We're really big on traditions. That's kind of bleeds into that small student body. You will get to know your peers, your professors, the staff. We are a residential campus. We do have commuter students, but a lot of our student body lives on campus. And we are a D3 school. We have sports in basketball, softball, baseball, soccer, field hockey, lacrosse, cross country, swimming, volleyball. And I feel like I'm forgetting one, and it always happens. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about applying to Wells. Our applications are free and we are a test optional school. So we are on a Common App and we have our own applications. We really need your official high school transcript, at least one letter of recommendation from a teacher, coach, guidance counselor, and we would like, we call it a unique expression. We would like to get to know you as a person. So it doesn't have to be the college essay. It could be a resume, a recording of a performance, recording of an athletic game. It could be a portfolio, let us see your artwork. We kind of just want to get to know a little bit more about you as a person. And that's really it for Wells. Like there's more, but you only have 6 minutes. So this is actually some contact information. I'll put some more information into the chat, but call, text, email, social media. Let us know.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Wells College. We are going to hear now from Westchester University. I want to remind everyone that the Q&A function is open, so go ahead and drop those questions in there. Take it away, Westchester.
All right. Hello, everyone. Let me just get this started. All right. So my name is Emily. I am one of our assistant directors of admission here at Westchester University. We are located in Westchester, Pennsylvania, which is about 30 miles outside of Philadelphia, and we're less than 2.5 hours from both Washington, D.C. and New York City, which is a great location for our students, being near all of these large cities. We have students who intern in Philadelphia, and we regularly would have trips to Washington, D.C. and New York. In addition to being close to all of these major cities, we also have our borough of Westchester, which is walking distance from campus. It is only about a 10-minute walk from the center of campus, and we're actually rated one of the best college towns in America. Down there is always something going on. There are a ton of restaurants, coffee shops, boutiques. They have events. My favorite is the QVC Holiday Parade every year. And it's just a really great town that definitely embraces the campus and our students. Our total enrollment at Westchester is over 17,000 total students. Over 14,000 of them are undergraduate students, so we are a mid to large size university. However, we do maintain a student focus. Our student to faculty ratio is 19:1, and our average class size is 25 to 35 students. And all of our classes are taught by faculty members, so we don't have any classes that are taught by graduate students or teaching assistants. They will always be taught by a professor. At Westchester, we have over 180 different academic opportunities, including over 90 different undergraduate majors. We also have a lot of minors, graduate degrees, and certificates. They are broken into 6 colleges and 1 school, which you can see listed below. And there are a ton of different facilities for all of these students on campus as well, regardless of what college you're part of. At Westchester, we also have a lot of resources for our students, which you can see listed, including our Career Development Center. Something that they are very known for is their job and internship fairs that they hold every semester. They have corporations coming from all over the area, specifically looking to recruit Westchester students for jobs and internships. We also have our Learning Assistance and Resource Center, which is our tutoring center on campus, Veteran Center, our Multicultural Affairs Office, and our Dub-C Autism program as well as many more. We have over 300 clubs that you can get involved with at Westchester, everything from honor societies to clubs about your major, clubs just for fun, Greek life, and so much more. And we are a Division II school with over 24 Division II varsity sports. And we also have a large number of club level and intramural sports as well. In terms of housing, there are two types of housing on campus. Our university housing, which is your traditional style residence hall, and our affiliated housing, which is suite style residence halls on campus. These are both available to first year students and all upperclassmen as well. It is not required to live on campus as a first year student, but the majority of our incoming first year class does choose to live on campus. So how to apply to Westchester as a first year student. We are Common App exclusive this year for our application. So you would want to log on to the Common application and apply for Westchester. There is a $45 application fee, or we do accept fee waivers through College Board or NJACAC. Our full fee waiver policy is on our website. We will need an official high school transcript. And for this year's seniors, the class of 2021, we are test optional. For all juniors, please keep an eye on our website for updates regarding this policy and if it will continue on for next year. We also at Westchester do have a very healthy population of transfer students. So I do like to cover a little bit about our transfer application as well. So for transfer applicants, they can apply through the Transfer Common application, or we do have a Westchester transfer application. Again, there is a $45 application fee. We will need official transcripts from all colleges and universities attended and military if applicable. And then sometimes we also do need some high school information. This is required if a student has completed less than 24 credits at the time of their application. We will need their high school transcript. And if you have graduated within the last 2 years, we will also need your SAT or ACT scores. All right, and then here on the screen, there is some contact information for our office. We are currently doing very limited visits of our campus. We also do have a virtual app if you wanted to come to campus and do a self-guided tour. Along with those, we also have a student panels with our current students and some other virtual information sessions that I definitely encourage you to take a look at as well. And I think that's all I have. So I'll pass it over to the next presenter.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Westchester University. We're now going to go to Western Connecticut State whenever you're ready.
Awesome, thank you. Hope everyone is doing well tonight. I'm saying that like you can respond to me. I'm just gonna imagine that you folks are doing wonderful and you're excited to learn a little bit more about WCSU. My name is Kaylee Cragen. I'm an admissions representative at Western Connecticut State University. To kind of give you our first slide over here, WCSU at a glance, we are located in Danbury, Connecticut. We are, and I'll talk a little bit more, about our New Jersey in-state program that we have at WCSU. But at a glance, WCSU is about 5,600 students in total. That includes our part-time, graduate, and undergraduate students. We are a university split between two different campuses located right in Danbury. They're just about 15 minutes away from each other. We do have a shuttle bus system that goes between two campuses daily. Runs every day, 7 a.m. to 12:15 in the morning, every 15 minutes. Always a shuttle bus on our Midtown campus and our West Side campus. Altogether, like I said, about 5,600 students. We do have a little over 50 undergraduate programs. Some of those popular ones are nursing, musical theater, psychology, biology programs. If we're looking at business, we do have our Justice Law Administration program, which is very similar to criminal justice, and our cybersecurity program as well. Now, we are split between 4 different schools. We have an arts and sciences school, professional studies, a school of business, and visual and performing arts as well. We do have specific academic buildings for all of these schools. So over in our West Side location, we have our Visual and Performing Arts Center, which was just finished in 2014. We spent about $97 million on it. So it is a state-of-the-art, wonderful building to kind of look around. We also have our School of Business located over in our West Side location too. Now I'll head over to our next screen to talk a little bit more about our student life. A little over 75 clubs and organizations on campus. We are D3 in 18 sports teams. We just added 4 new sports teams a couple of years ago. That is all on our West Side location. Our Western Athletic Complex is located over there, where all of our soccer, field hockey, football games take place. And then we also have our O'Neill Center, which houses our college-sized swimming pool over there. So the shuttle bus is actually in one of these pictures right on the left-hand side, like I was talking about before. It does stop at different places around the city of Danbury. So instead of going from one campus to the other, you can be dropped off at the bus station, the train station, the Danbury Fair Mall, which if you've never been to Danbury, Connecticut before, I swear it has every single store that you've ever imagined in there. So it's definitely a convenient stop for the shuttle bus to kind of drop you off on the weekends. We do have club sports and intramurals as well if you're not interested in that D3 sport. Now, a little bit more about admissions information. WCSU is a rolling admissions. We will start reviewing applications typically in November. Decisions will go out in the mail in the beginning of December for our students. Rolling admissions, like I said, we do, national deposit deadline of May 1st. We look for about an 85 overall GPA, which is 3.0, the average. If you are submitting SAT or ACT scores, we look for an 1100 on the SATs or a 22 ACT composite score. Now, we've been test optional for about 4 years. It is not required to submit test scores, but if you're interested to, I certainly encourage students. We are test optional, does require some additional materials when you are applying. Typically, this is a minimum GPA of a 3.0. We do require an additional essay, and then we do require students to submit an additional resume of activities and 2 letters of recommendation letters. Someone they volunteered for, a teacher that you've had in high school, send those right on in. We do have a $50 application fee. Obviously, your official transcripts need to be sent in, and we do require a personal essay. You're more than welcome to use some essays from the Common App, although it is an open topic at WCSU. And I didn't mention that we are a part of the Common Application as well. And a little bit more about financial aid. So WCSU offers in-state tuition to all students from Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey. It doesn't matter if you're living all the way up in Buffalo, New York, or you're all the way down, Atlantic City, New Jersey, you will be paying in-state tuition. We have the breakdown of the rates right at the bottom of the screen here. This does not include any financial aid that is applied to a student's, obviously, account, or it doesn't include any merit-based scholarships. You are automatically reviewed for a merit-based scholarship when you apply to WCSU, and that will come in your acceptance packet too. So no additional applications that you need to fill out. Our financial aid and student employment office works personally with all of our applying students. So you are assigned a financial aid counselor even before you apply to WCSU. They're really helpful, and obviously walking through the steps of filling out the FAFSA and then going through the procedures of that. So definitely, key point. My last slide over here is a little bit more about on-campus opportunities. We do have virtual tours of both our Midtown and Westside locations, but we also have in-person tours happening Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. and at 2 p.m. You can register right online. Obviously, we do require, guests and everyone attending to wear masks during their stay, and these tours are very limited capacity wise. So all of our tour guides are current students. I highly recommend students to, if you're not coming to visit campus, at least kind of look around on our virtual tour. And we also have a ton of Instagram stuff at WCSU Admissions. So if you haven't checked us out online, I highly recommend it. And I'm all set.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Western Connecticut State University. We're going to go now to our last presentation of this session and hear from Widener University. Take it away when you're ready.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. My name is Steve Fadouk. I'm one of the assistant directors of admissions here at Widener University. So a little bit about us. We are located just south of Philadelphia, about 20 minutes south of Philadelphia in the city of Chester, Pennsylvania. So our location is a little bit unique in that we offer a very strong metropolitan location. So if you are interested in, going away to school, but not being so much of a suburban or rural campus, but also on the flip side, not being in the middle of a big city, we offer the best of both worlds. So at Widener, our average class size is around 25 students per class with a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio. 90% of our faculty do hold a doctorate or a terminal degree in their field. And a huge benefit about the teaching structure at Widener is that we do not use any teaching assistants, TAs, GAs, grad assistants, whatever you want to call them, to teach our undergraduate coursework. So what that means for our students is that regardless of their major, they're learning directly from their professor. That professor is there for extra credit, for office hours, helping them with any questions that a student may have, both inside and outside of the classroom. We have a relatively small to mid-sized student population. We have 3,000 full-time undergraduate students and an additional 3,000 graduate students. Wide range of majors and minors. So we have 40 plus majors and over 50 minors. We have a lot of students that decide to double major or do a major and minor. Some of them are related. For example, you could do a nursing degree with Spanish as your minor, or some of them are not related. You could do a nursing degree with dance as your minor. We really personalize to each individual student to make sure that they are, best equipped to get to their both personal and professional goals. So with housing, about 87% of our freshmen do live on campus, and we have a housing policy that if your home base is 25 miles or more away from the university, you are required to live on campus for at least your first 2 years. We offer two big guarantees at the university. One is that we guarantee housing for all 4 years. So regardless of where you are coming from, if you decide to stay on campus, we will have a spot for you. And the other guarantee is that we do allow all students to have a car on campus, including freshmen, which is a huge benefit. So even if you were living on campus and want to have a car on campus to go into the city of Philadelphia to visit friends in the area or another school, you have the opportunity to do so. So at Widener, our students are very involved. So we have over 80 plus student clubs and organizations, and this list is by no means a full comprehensive list. We have clubs and organizations that range from athletics to Greek life to alternative spring break program to religious affiliations to volunteer groups, really anything in between. So it's not uncommon for me to meet with a student and they're involved in 3, 4, even 5 different organizations. And you can pick something up, you can drop it. We really encourage students to explore different opportunities to make sure that they're getting the most out of their college experience. So with athletics at Widener, we are Division III. So we have a total of 23 Division III sports, both men's and women's. Along with that, we have club sports and intramural sports as well. So if you're thinking, you played in high school, but you don't want to do the full varsity experience, we do have a lot of students that decide to play at the club or intramural level. Some of those sports include rugby, ice hockey, soccer, just to name a few. And our latest sport that we just added was esports, and we added that in the fall of 2019. So this slide talks about the application process at Widener. So for first-year students, there are 2 ways to apply. You can apply either through the Common Application or the Widener application. Both are free, so there is no application fee associated with either of them. And applications open up every year, August 1st of your senior year. To apply at Widener, you are looking at 2 different types of decision process. One is regular decision, and one is early action. Early action means that your application is in and complete by November 1st. Any decision that you receive is non-binding, and we guarantee an admission decision by at least the Thanksgiving holiday. If you do not meet the early action deadline, you fall into regular decision, which means that your application is reviewed at a later date. We just cannot guarantee when you would hear back from Widener with an admission decision, but typically students hear back from us within 3 to 4 weeks. We are test optional for this past year, as well as the next 2 years coming up. So for any sophomores or juniors in the crowd, So to complete your application, we'll need the application itself. And like I mentioned, either the common application or the Widener application, your official high school transcript, and being test optional with your high school transcript, you can either submit the essay. That can be either a pre-written essay that you used for, say, an English class, or any of the essay prompts on either the Common App or the Widener app. Or you can submit your official high school transcript and your SAT or ACT test scores. So like I mentioned, if you are applying test optional, we'll just need your high school transcript along with your essay and the application to make an admission decision. Any letters of recommendation are optional. However, if you would like to submit them, we encourage students to submit at least 2 letters of rec. And we do accept AP, IB, and dual enrollment credits as well. So for any of you high school students out there that are taking coursework that is counting towards a college degree, we will transfer that into Widener so that you get a head start on your education. So for any transfer students that are joining us today, we do have free application online. We do require your official high school transcript as well as your college transcript as well. All right, so support services at Widener, we do start with your admissions counselor. So for any student from the state of New Jersey, that would be myself. And once you are on campus, that transitions to really anything that you can think of. This is just a short list. I know we're coming up a little bit on time, so I'll let you guys kind of read ahead for all the support services that are already included in the cost of tuition. And this last slide brings us to kind of the experience of campus. We are open to individual, family, and group family tours. We are open Monday through Friday, 5 times a day. You can register online at our website. And also, if you're interested in doing a virtual tour, we do offer that. It's 24/7 experience. It is voiced over by a student who just graduated with us, Michaela. So you are hearing from a former university tour guide. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for attendance today. If you have any questions, let me know.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Widener University. And thank you to all of our presenters today for sharing this information about their campuses. I'm actually going to ask them all to turn their cameras on and join me for our Q&A portion now. I'm going to share my screen real quick. And we're going to kick off our Q&A today with the question, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? We're going to go in the same order, so I'll ask University of Vermont to kick us off.
All right, I love this question. I always like to tell students to utilize their admissions counselor as an awesome resource during your college search. You've got your school counselor, your college counselor at your school is great, but we as the admissions counselors are experts on our respective institutions. So we're here to help. We are not, I would say, like, we're not like robots in admissions saying yes and no and accepted and denied. Like, we're here to help give you any connections to resources that you need, help along the way, any suggestions that you need. So definitely reach out to your admissions counselor and start that relationship.
That's great advice. Thank you. Verto Education?
Yeah, really great advice. Definitely do that. But also try to stay organized in your own way if you can. I'm a huge fan of color-coded spreadsheets. So just trying to organize like the applications that you have sent out and look at what's most important to you, and really just prioritize that, whether it's like tuition, location, majors, et cetera, and try to stay on top of everything throughout the whole process.
Awesome. Great. Thank you. Wells College, how about from you?
So I would say really know yourself. Do some self-reflecting so you can find that college that's the best fit. What's right for your best friend might not be right for you. Like, can you wake up yourself one time? Your parents still wake you up? Like, can you function in a big, huge classroom where the teacher doesn't know you? So I think those are some questions you have to ask yourself, like, what steps you need to get that degree.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the goal, right? Westchester University, what is your advice?
Yeah, definitely some great advice from my fellow colleagues here. My top advice is to keep an open mind. Look at a lot of different schools. A school you might not have heard of before may be your best fit. So definitely keep an open mind during the process.
Great advice. Thank you so much. Western Connecticut State University.
Yeah, no, all those, I'm kind of piggyback off of what everyone else said. And reaching out to your admissions counselors is obviously fantastic, but also when you come for campus tours, if you say message the university on like their main page, if it's current students answering those chats, definitely utilize those current students. I mean, they're the ones living it right now. They're the ones taking classes, getting involved in events, living on campus. If you have any detailed questions, current students of the university are definitely the ones to ask too.
Absolutely. Thank you. And then Widener University, we'll have you close this question for us.
Awesome. So yeah, to piggyback on kind of everything that my colleague said here, utilize the resources that are available to you. Whether that's your admissions counselor, the social media of the particular schools you're looking at, and then visiting. It's going to be your home away from home, whether you're doing a trip, study abroad, or being at a school for the same 4 years. So you want to make sure it's a good fit. So my advice would be to visit schools that you've heard of or didn't hear of, to really make sure that you're making a good family feel about it.
Awesome. Well, we're so lucky to have all of the expert advice from this panel helping everyone through the search. We're now going to go to a question that's going to help us learn a little bit more about your respective campuses and programs. So starting back with the University of Vermont, let us know about a tradition or event that's your favorite on campus.
Yeah, this is always a great question too. I always struggle because I didn't attend UVM, so I don't have like the good insider student event, like knowing what's going on. But I definitely think that one of my favorite events really highlights the campus community, and this one gives you goosebumps when you think about it, kind of events, is at the beginning of the year when all the students move into campus, all the new students come together for a candlelight ceremony on the university green. Pre-COVID, everyone's kind of walking in a big group. You're walking down the main street together with your different learning communities. You kind of make that pledge to uphold our common ground values. And the University Green is also where your graduation takes place. So it's kind of a nice bookend to your college experience at UVM.
Oh, that sounds so nice. Thank you. Verto Education, how about from your programs?
Yeah, well, we have 6 different campuses. And since we are pretty new to the scene, we don't have a lot of longstanding traditions, which I think is cool because our students are really making them as they go along. One thing that we do in Fiji for our South Pacific semesters, when they do arrive to Fiji, our cohorts have this traditional kava drinking ceremony with the local Fijians, and kava is like this root drink. So it's kind of cool for them to get to experience that.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much. Wells College, what's your favorite event or tradition?
So my favorite tradition is the bell ringing. So we have a bell tower, and it rings every day for dinner. So it was great for me as a student. Like after class, I would go take a nap, and I lived in the building where the bell tower was. So once I heard the bell ringing, great way to wake up. Looked at my roommate like, "Are you ready for dinner now?" Like it was a great way to end my day, bell ringing.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder, does the bell ring to get people out of bed for class too, or just for food?
Just for food.
All right, priorities. All right, thanks, Wells College. Westchester University, what's your favorite event or tradition?
So my favorite tradition or event is going to sound so silly, but it's called Banana Day. It is a big tradition on Westchester's campus on the quad behind me. It will be set up with a bunch of yard games that are banana themed, like banana toss, cornhole with bananas. You're competing to get the coveted Banana Day Westchester t-shirts. So it's just a very silly, fun tradition on our campus.
I've never heard anything like that. So
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that with us. Sounds fun. Western Connecticut State University, what's your favorite event or tradition?
Yeah, so this is going to sound silly. We have our programs activities council. They will host a bingo normally like once a month, and I know bingo sounds like so boring. It is anything but. They give out like such great prizes. Students will win like Apple TVs, Amazon gift cards. Last semester someone won like a Nintendo Switch, so like really cool prizes. Because of COVID, they have switched it virtual, so it looks a little bit different, but our program activities council, I'm not being biased, but they are a pretty cool club on campus. They've moved they usually have like movie events on like our quad and everything. They changed it this year to be like a drive-in movie, so it's a little bit more spread out. So students did like a, old time drive-in movie and stuff like that. Everyone's separated and whatnot. So I think that's a new favorite event.
Sounds great. Very innovative for changing for our current situation, right? And then last but not least, Widener University, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus?
Sure. So favorite tradition on campus. So Widener, we are the Pride, so a pack of lions. We have 3 lions in our Pride. Chester, who is the male for Chester, Pennsylvania, where we're located. Melrose, the female, which is the main road that goes through campus. And then Legacy, who is the child, who we encourage all students to leave their legacy on Widener. So our tradition is whenever you are, worried about a test or you need good luck, to rub the nose of each of the lions that are in a statue in the middle of campus for your good luck, for whatever that future endeavor might be.
That's great. Thank you so much. Well, this has really been a nice opportunity to hear about all of your campuses and programs. I want to thank all of our presenters today for being here and sharing. And I also want to thank all of our attendees, whether you're here live or catching the replay. We're glad you joined us today. I also wanted to remind everyone that this session was recorded and all of the other sessions from the event were recorded as well. So in about a week at strivescan.com/New Jersey, you can find the recordings of all of these events. And then one final reminder is that when you close this event window today, you're going to have a very short 4-question quiz pop-up survey rather, and it would be very helpful if you could let us know what you thought of this event and how we can improve them in the future. Thank you so much to everyone who is attending, and we hope you have a wonderful afternoon, evening, and day. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.